May we have our next contestants, please? Ladies and gentlemen, come right in here. Nice to have you gentlemen with us. Would you tell us your names, please, and where you're from?
I'm Jack D. Taylor from Pasadena, Texas.
I'm Lee Taylor from Mexico City, Mexico.
Lee Taylor and Jack Taylor panel are father and son, and they, of course, share a secret. So, Lee, let's start with whispering your secret to me, if you will. Uh-huh. I understand there's a little more than that to your secret.
Yes, sir, a little bit.
And we'll see then what your father has to say about that. Clue to the secret panel concerns something that happened to this young man, Lee, here, and something that also happened to his father, Jack, and it all adds up to a pretty interesting coincidence. We'll start the game with Bess Myers.
Jack, did this happen to you before Lee was born?
No, ma'am.
Did it happen recently, then?
No, ma'am.
No.
No.
Didn't happen before he was born, and it didn't happen recently.
No, ma'am.
All right, then it happened between the time that he was born and recently.
How'd you figure that out?
Oh. And did it happen to you both at the same time?
No, ma'am.
But it did happen to both of you.
Yes, ma'am.
Did it happen to you in Texas and to you, Lee, in Mexico?
No,
No,
ma'am.
ma'am.
All right, sir. Was it, however, a thing that happened outdoors? Did it have anything to do with a physical sport or a physical calamity?
Just a little bit.
Did it have to do with births or birthdays?
No, ma'am.
No. Birthdays, no.
No.
Well, you said births or birthdays, and so on that collection, we'll have to give you a yes. $40 or $20 down, Henry Morgan.
Thank you for that, yes. Then, Lee, you had a child.
No.
No,
Yes,
cross
you
it
did.
out.
My wife?
He and his wife had a child, yes.
Yes, my wife.
You mind if I talk to your father instead? Jack,
Yes, sir.
let's talk about your kid for a minute.
Yes, sir.
Jack, did your wife have a child recently?
No, sir.
You mind if I talk to your son for a minute? Lee, is there some connection between a child of yours and a child of your father's other than yourself? No.
Yes.
I'm sure glad to hear it, whatever it is.
I admit I'm a little confused myself now.
Anyway, it's Betsy's.
$40 down, and good luck, Betsy.
Lee,
Yes, ma'am.
your wife had a baby recently?
2 years ago she had one.
2 years ago.
2 years before that she had one.
Yes. You're swingers down there. Were you all born on the same day? Your father and you and
No, he's
the
much
baby?
older than I am.
Is it the same day of the month and not the same year that you were born?
No.
No.
$60 down. Bill, can you clear up this confusion?
Well, I know how to stay out of trouble. I don't want to talk to the father or son. I'd like to talk to you, Steve.
Certainly, Bill.
I think I'm going back to the dad. Mr. Taylor Sr., did something happen to you that also happened to your son?
Yes, sir.
And did it have to do with a birth?
Yes, sir.
And it has nothing to do with birth dates?
No, sir.
Does it have to do with number of people born?
No, sir.
Almost got either a yes. I either got a yes or a yawn from Lee over there. Does it have to do with the sex of those being born?
No, sir.
$80 down. I think somebody's being born up in the balcony at this moment.
There's another one.
Panel, you're looking at a family where history has repeated itself in a very unusual way. Lee Taylor here. Yes, that's where he. Anyway,
Yes, I'm Lee.
he brought his son into the world in his automobile. His automobile, not his son's automobile, on the way to the hospital. And Mr. Taylor was well qualified to handle the situation because he, too, was born in a car on the way to the hospital, and he was delivered by his father.
Oh, God.
Lee, I'm surprised that after you had been through this thing, playing the other part, so to speak, and your father had warned you about what must have been the worry and bother of it, how did it happen to you?
Well, my wife is a type, she didn't give you much notice.
Is there a pattern in this way? How many children have you had?
I have a son that was born in the home. Then I have another daughter that was born 5 minutes after we got to the hospital.
I see. Well, then maybe it is your wife's fault. Well, once little Mark, that was his name, you see, was born. How did you manage to get onto the hospital?
Well, after the baby was born, I delivered him, I wrapped him up in my trench coat and just bought the thing. And drove to the hospital.
Just had to shorten the sleeves a little bit. Is that right?
And I saw some policemen giving a motorist a ticket on the freeway, and I flagged them down, and they gave us a police escort all the way to the hospital.
Well, good for you. Well, now, Grandfather Taylor, when Lee here was born in your car, did you have any police help getting to the hospital?
The only reason we got help was we ran too many red lights, and the officer caught us, and so then he says, "What's the fire?" And I said, "Well, see in the front seat here." He said, "Well, I'll help you in your fire chase." So he helped us on to the hospital.
Good. Did any of your other children get born in that kind of a rush?
No, sir.
How many others have you?
I have 12 children from 11 to 41 years old. And through those 11 children, I have 36 grandchildren, and 25 of those are boys, and 24 of the 25 are little Taylors.
Well, it's an amazing coincidence, and we thank you, gentlemen, for telling us about it tonight. Thank you for joining us. Mr. Taylor. We meet our special guest for the evening in a minute after this message.